The Canadian pastor has spent decades delivering humanitarian aid to North Korea. He's made more than 100 trips since 1997 after a 4-year famine left more than 600,000 people dead. Born in South Korea, Lim wanted to help. He supported an orphanage, a home for the elderly, and he taught locals to grow their own food. But in January 2015, after what was supposed to have been a routine visit there, Lim crossed the border and was suddenly detained. He was accused of entering the country under false pretenses and using religion to overthrow the regime. Lim was sentenced to life and hard labor in prison just after the Trudeau government came to power.
We are very concerned about someone being sentenced to life in North Korea.
For 2 years, Lim lived under the constant watch of North Korean guards, forced to dig holes and break apart frozen coal at a labor camp. It wasn't until earlier this month that a delegation led by Trudeau's own national security advisor traveled to Pyongyang, paving the way for Lim's release. Finally, reuniting with his family after more than 900 days of imprisonment in North Korea. How are you?
Fine, very good.
Yeah? How are you feeling?
Feeling is very peaceful, comfortable.
And physically, how are you doing?
Oh, it's fine. I would check the family doctors 2 days. Everything is fine.
Good. That's nice to hear. Let's go back to that trip you made in January 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you put yourself in danger? You knew going to North Korea was a risk. The Canadian government has a travel advisory, says don't go to North Korea. Why did you put yourself in danger?
가지 말란 얘기는 안 했고.
Canada didn't tell me not to go to North Korea.
저는 뭐 그렇게 위험하다고 생각.
I didn't think it would be dangerous.
You confessed to writing biblical phrases on some of the things you were bringing in. You say that confession was coerced, forced from you. How did they force that out of you?
그거는 그 사람들이 써서.
They wrote down what I needed to say in front of the people, and I followed it.
그걸 했던 이유는 나는 죄의식도 없고.
I did what I was told and obeyed the law as it's their law, despite doing nothing wrong and therefore not feeling guilty.
Did they threaten to hurt you if you didn't do it?
No.
No. Did they ever hurt you?
No.
No. You knew, though, that proselytizing, preaching, was illegal. And were you doing that? Were you preaching? Were you proselytizing?
북한에서 설교한 게 아니고.
I have never preached in North Korea, but the sermon I preached in the United States was posted on the internet.
But do you think your presence as a reverend was viewed as trying to influence people in North Korea?
Yes,
생각했죠.
it was in my mind.
And yet you went anyway.
때가 되면 뭐 가야 되는데 그 사람들이 나를 몰라서.
I am very sure the nation appreciated my support.
그 사람들은 대부분 도움을 받았기 때문에.
And I'm very sure there will be one day when they'll truly understand the support I've provided.
You were in prison for 2 years, 7 months?
Yeah.
How did they treat you?
외부에서 하도 북한을 공격을 하니까.
They tried very hard to treat me well.
But?
그렇지만 뭐.
Labor is labor. It was difficult.
Hard labor, so it's hard.
So can you describe what a day was like for you, a typical day?
During the winter times, I digging the frozen, the mountain.
Yeah.
But the first time is very hard for me because I never like that the labor. So after 2 months, my weight reduced to 23 kilograms.
Like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I cannot breathe, and I cannot raise my hand like this. So I go to the hospital.
You talked about in your sermon when you came back, you talked about overwhelming loneliness. Describe that to me. What does that feel like?
Everybody is my enemy, not my friend.
Right.
24 hours to watch the video camera, 3 camera to me, the small room, very small, the washroom. even washroom is 24 hours cameras.
Right.
2 guards every 2 hours to follow me. Never freedom.
And people always watching you.
Always,
Right.
24 hours. When I go sleeping, at that time they are watching me. Every time I have to pray and the Bible verse meditation, through that kind of the quiet time, I overcome every day. And the Bible said, do not worry about tomorrow. So I never think about the tomorrow.
Did you surprise yourself with your inner strength? Did it surprise you? You were able to find hope and be strong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I surprised myself.
Did you have hope that you would be released? Or was there a moment where you gave up hope?
항상 그렇게
I always hoped to return, but I didn't know specifically when.
You had visits, consular visits.
Yeah.
What did you think? That the government was trying? What did you think was happening behind the scenes?
I believe the government is working for me, but North Korea government against the Canadian government, because Canadian government follow the United States, they believe. So their perspective is the same to United States to Canada. So they never release me. 절대로 나를 풀어줄 생각을 하지 않았다, 북한에서는.
North Korea never thought of releasing me.
그 사람들이 항상 말한 게
They always told me I had to live here for 15 years.
So why do you think you were released? Why do you really think you were released?
그건 잘 모르겠는데 그 원비아 나와 보니까 알아서 제가 뉴스를 전혀 못
I'm not sure.
몰랐는데
But I got the news when I was released from North Korea that U.S. student Otto Warmbier had died.
그 사건 때문에 아마 거기서 굉장히 놀랐어요.
So I think that has influenced my release.
Was any money paid
No,
for your release?
never.
And not for the hospitalization either?
Hospital, no.
How do you feel about North Korea now? Are you angry?
No,
No.
never.
That's surprising. I'd be angry.
노스 코리아에 대해서도 고맙게 생각하고
I thanked North Korea.
그 사람들이 몰라서 그런 거고
I forgive them,
몰라서 나를 이렇게
and I love
잡아놓은
them.
거니까 또 내 자신이
And I believe this was a discipline from God,
그렇기 때문에
as I've learned so much through this experience.
Will you go back to North Korea?
I'm praying now, but I'm not sure now. Someday they will ask to invite North Korea again. I'll go.
You wouldn't hesitate.
No hesitate, but I want to follow the government rules, the policy. If government no, I don't go.
Do you think being Canadian helped get you released?
Of course, if I just Korean, maybe they killed me because of my crime is the too big crime in North Korea. Not outside is okay,
yes.
But I'm Canadian, so they cannot. 카나다 시민 외국 사람을 죽일 수가 없으니까. 이제
Because they cannot kill the foreigners.
Did being Canadian save your life?
Oh yeah, I believe so.
When you saw your wife first?
Yeah.
Yes. What was that like?
It's so overwhelming experience to my wife. I miss her so much.
What would you like Canadians to know about North Korea? Because if this was an experience to strengthen you, it was also a moment to bring some attention to North Korea. What would you like Canadians to know?
그 사람들은 자기들이 약하다고 생각하고
They believe they are weak and they're threatened by the United States and that the Americans are trying to kill them. That's why they're preparing nuclear weapons and arming themselves.
자기들은
So they're thinking, why is only the U.S. allowed to have those nuclear weapons? And why not in North Korea?
What do you want to do now that you're back and you have freedom? And
I want to have the vacation with my family around 1 month, and then I'd come back church. And I really appreciate the Prime Minister Trudeau and the Foreign Affairs
Minister, yes.
Minister,
Mr. Freeland?
yeah, Freeland, and National Security, Daniel Jin. Oh, he's a very nice man.
I've heard that. I haven't met him. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. And the last of the Ottawa the staff members, they report to my family for my situation.
Your health, yeah.
Yeah, every week.
Oh, good.
So I really thank you.
Good to meet you. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.